Hi, it's Polly from the New England School of Fiber, and as promised, we're going to do a video today on weaving shuttles. We talked about weaving bobbins that go into the shuttles, and I'll show you today the shuttles that I prefer to use and why. These are the types of things that we're talking about, and I'll lay them all out and show you the differences between them, but I wanted to show you how they fit in my hands. This one I use for business cards. That's about the size that it is. The bobbin fits here on this peg. Generally these they either spring down or they'll just lay down, and then there's a hole in the side that your yarn can run through as you're weaving side to side in the loom. Now when I catch these, when I'm weaving, I tend to put my finger on the very end, so that informs which ones I prefer. And this is a Leclerc shuttle. It's probably an antique. It's been around for quite a while. I just love it, but it's not my favorite, and I'll show you why. My favorite is this Leclerc shuttle. They're the same length. They both fit in my hand very nicely, end to end. When I send it across the warp, and I catch it with my right hand, and I send it back, and I catch it with my left hand, and I catch it the same way, my finger on the end. And the difference between these two is the height. It's just slightly different. I would say it's probably 1/4 of an inch higher. So this one is taller, and it doesn't make a real difference in the loom in terms of fitting in the shed, but it does make a difference in my hand. I don't grab it quite as comfortably. It's entirely preference. But these are both probably, they've got to be at least 30 years old. They're very well used, and they're holding up, and I suspect they have some more years of work in them. They're very well made, and these are great tools. And I'll show these all laid out, but this is my favorite, and that's why. It just fits nicely in my hand. If you have the opportunity to try different shuttles, if you have a weaving friend, or if there's a guild anywhere near you, or if you're going to a fiber festival or a place that makers or dealers have shuttles available, try them out. Just see how they fit in your hand, the weight, and how it feels to catch, how it's going to feel to throw across the warp. This is a Shat end feed shuttle. So this is a little bit different, but not a lot different. It has the peg on the interior, and the pern fits on there. The thing that's different about an end feed is that the yarn doesn't come through a hole on the side of the shuttle. It comes through this little tensioning device. And the tension there are 2 metal plates there that the thread rides through, and those can be adjusted so that there's more or less tension on the thread as it comes out of your shuttle and it unwinds from the pern. And a lot of people, weavers, like these because that makes it easier to get a nice consistent selvage. I find that definitely to be true, that having an even tension on the thread can help with that. I tend to use my finger to hold the bobbin on a boat shuttle, so they both work well for me. Again, it's preference. These tend to be a little bit more costly to buy the system, to buy the perns and the shuttle itself. So if you're just starting, it might make sense to start with a boat shuttle that's not an end feed. But again, it's preference. Another option is just a stick shuttle. These are flat pieces of wood, and they have openings in the end that you can wind your yarn around. Instead of throwing these shuttles across your warp, you're going to pass it through and then find what works for you, but most likely rotate it so that the yarn or thread unwinds from the end of the shuttle. It fills your the weft fills the warp, change your shed, and then pass it back again. Do the same thing. Rotate it, unwind one or two lengths, depending on how long your stick shuttle is and how wide your warp is. Some of these smaller stick shuttles are used for weaving belts or bands, and they may have a tapered or knife edge on one side, and that's for packing down your weft in a band. Much like a tapestry comb would do, or a reed on a floor loom, that knife edge allows you to pack in your weft. These are two other styles of shuttles. This is a very large ski shuttle. This is made by Leclerc, and this would be used for weaving a rug or really anything. You can use these pretty interchangeably, but this is something that you would want to use if your weft was a lot heavier. If you're not working with a thread that you're going to wind onto a bobbin. This is I have here to demonstrate a strip of a t-shirt. If you wanted to weave a rug made out of rags cut from a woven material, or a t-shirt like this. This is a cotton jersey. You would wind it on there. You can put quite a bit on there before it makes it too wide, and send this across your warp. When you get to one side, I don't have enough on here to hold it nicely, but if you had a lot wound on here, you just release as much as you need and then pass it back again. This is a slightly smaller ski shuttle. This has a wonderful curvy edge to it. This one doesn't have a maker's name on it. I don't know who makes this one. It's lovely. I don't do a lot of that type of weaving currently, but when I do, I'll be looking forward to using these. These are a lot of fun to hold. And this is a Harrisville Designs shuttle these are generally made for weaving rugs or again something that has a heavier weft. It's a little bit bigger than a boat shuttle, and you can put something pretty bulky on there if you want to. If something like this could also be used for a thinner thread or yarn, it's just a little bit bigger in your hand. It's bigger than it needs to be to grab easily, but absolutely, if this is what you have and you want to work with something finer, it absolutely would work. You just need to wind this on this way rather than on a bobbin that goes inside. Okay, so I can use these as a size comparison. These shuttles are almost entirely unnamed, except for this one. This is a Leclerc. This one is, you can see has a little more body to it. It's a little bit thicker, and it is tapered. It's tapered on one edge, not by a lot, but by a little. And that would allow this edge to be used as a tamper, the way that you would with a reed, to press down your weft. These are all of them lightweight. They're nice and smooth. Stick shuttles are a great way to get started, and some weavers just prefer them because they're very simple. You just wind your yarn on there and you're ready to go. These are the boat shuttles spread out for size comparison. These are all very similar, but that's because these are the ones that work well for me. The Harrisville, that's the bottom one there, is a little bit flatter than the others. They all take 4-inch bobbins, and if you're using a paper quill, you can make them to fit. But the 4-inch bobbins are pretty standard. Once you get to the larger sizes, the 5, 6, or 7-inch bobbins, those are a little bit different depending on the brand of shuttle or bobbin. And there are some shuttles that will take 2 bobbins. I don't have any of those in my collection, and those tend to be the smaller bobbins that go together, but they're all a little bit different. This is the Shacked. I didn't have this one in my hand earlier, but this is a very nice lightweight. It feels a little delicate, but it is well made and sturdy. But it just feels nice and light and springy, and has an open bottom. So some weavers like to use the open bottom shuttles so that you can touch the bobbin with your fingers below to help tension the yarn and the spin of the bobbin as you're weaving. And I usually do that on the top of the bobbin, but it is nice to be able to have access to it that way when you're weaving. Thank you for looking at shuttles with me today. If you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments, and I will answer them if I can. And also, please like and subscribe this new channel. I'm very excited about talking about fiber arts. And let me know if you have ideas for videos to come in the future. I have a lot of ideas, and I would love to talk about things that you're interested in, things that tools that you are considering, or if you have tools that you think I should try. I'm always open to trying new tools. So let me know, and thanks for being here. Thanks for watching.